Hello everyone, nice to meet you. Today our lesson's theme is drivers of evolutions, the role of variability in the evolutionary process, definition of the concept of species, and forms and specialization mechanisms. Following objectives are characterize the driving process of evolution, describe the role of natural selection in the adaptation of organisms, characterize the structure and criteria of the species, and explain the formation of the process. First of all, it is the main terms about this theme. Driving forces of evolution, движущие силы эволюции, natural selection, естественный отбор, chemical selection, половой отбор, struggle for survival, борьба за существование, либо fighting, adaptation, адаптация, variability, изменчивость, offspring, потомство, evidence, arguments, доказательства, crossbreeding, скрещивание, species formation or speciations, видообразование. There are four driving forces behind evolution. First of all is mutation, second is genetic war, third is genetic drifts, and last it is selections. It is driving forces behind the evolutions. You know that the main process of natural selection is the way in which organisms whose variations are suited to their environment survive and reproduce. They are called natural selections. And natural selections, those organisms that are best suited to their environment. Then driving force of evolution, it is natural selection. During the struggle, it is strongest, survive, reproduced, and others. The idea that unless some of the difference between individuals which impact the survival and fertility are inheritable. As you can see in this picture, the strong organisms can live and the very weak organisms died. It is a natural selections. Next is about Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin proposes that the wide range of living things on Earth arose by evolution. Evolution, first of all, is produce huge numbers of offspring. However, the environment can only support over a limited number of living things, and living things have inherited informations and variations. There are two conclusions. First of all, that means that living things must struggle for existence or fighting for existence. As a result of the natural selections, the best adapted organisms can survive, reproduce, and pass their variations. This is called the natural selections. And in natural selections, we know about the species. Species, it is a group of living things capable of reproducing together from offspring. The members of species, it is many similarities, some differences, especially variations, and sometimes it is a change in the gene mutations. And mutations may be course of genetic variations. As you can see in the first pictures, it is the species cat, but it has very many subspecies. Yes, like a England cat, white cat, and other Sphinx cat especially. In the second picture, it is two species. First of all, it is a dog. Second, it is a cat. Why it is two species? Because it have some differences between these in the some levels. About the levels, we called in the next slides. As you know, the theory of evolutions may be some conclusions and observations. First of all, living things struggle to survive, and natural organisms with variations that help them to live in the environments. These organisms survive and reproduce to pass their genes and the variations if the variations will be or was be very efficient. Next, it is the species criteria. First of all, it's morphological, relating the features of internal and internal structures like organs and others. Genetic, specificity of the number of structure of chromosomes, DNA and RNA. Physiological, similarity of this process and ability to integrate to give fertile offspring. Biochemical, ability to synthesize specific proteins, the chemical compositions of cells. Ecological, relationship with the other species. Geographical, specific area. And ethological, features of behaviors. So, cats and dogs, it is two species because some criteria are different. It is morphological, genetic, physiological, biochemical, ecological, geographical, and ethological. Next is species change. Darwin said about the member species change, especially by mutations, but it is only mutations, it may be adaptations. At some point of new organisms may not be able to reproduce, so their diet and their genetic information is not passed from the next other species. This means a new species has formed, especially in evolution process, and if the process repeated over very long periods of time, it can account for the wide diversity of life on Earth today. And as you can see, the speciations or creating new types of species, it is first of all species, you know about the group of organisms which are genetic heritage can invite to create offspring, and speciations is the evolutionary process by which populations evolve to become a distinct species not able to reproduce. You can see the three types of bird. It is ground finch, warble finch, and cactus finch. It's related to one very big family of finches, but it is three types because it feeds on hard seeds, feeds on insects, and feeds on cactus. So the main anatomical, physiological, morphological, and some genetic code are difference between these. In the general schemes, it may be species divided into subspecies, and some species create the new populations. And these populations, in very long time, may be started for new types of species or speciations. The next is the, you know about the Hidden, Archean, Proterozoic, and Phanerozoic eons. We have very many types of species. But a million years ago, the first land plants, first dinosaurs, first humans, and the formed by Phanerozoic eon. Because in these times, very many types of species can be the mutations process and about the evolutionary process in this. So the theory of evolution by natural selection, it is first of all agar productions of every living things. Next is variations, especially the individual and popular have many characteristics that differ. Third is selections. Some individuals survive longer and reproduce more than others because it has the characteristics that differs and it's very useful. And last, it is adaptations. The traits of those individuals that survive and reproduce will become more common in popular populations. Then natural selection, it is differential success and survival and reproduction of individuals with different phenotypes. As you can see, the natural selections can be in this picture. Every bird eat the green things, then green things are diet, and the last things are very many reproduce this. So in the natural selections, its interactions with their environments. The next is gradual rhythms. Gradual change over a long period of time leads to the new species formations. If the morphological changes are rise over the time, we can see what is formed new two types. Next is allopatric speciations and sympatric speciations, especially geographical isolation and reproductive isolation. In the first picture, you can see that one types of trees divided into two groups in geographical isolations in the mountains. Then, over the time, formed two new species. In the second part, you can see the sympatric speciations. It is reproductive isolations because it is a genetic material, can be mutations, or it can be due offspring. So, in this area, formed new two types of species. Then the gamic or sexual selection is changed species. You can see the females or males choose mates based on the certain characteristics, especially it may be in the size or color, And the scheduled species in Lake Victoria formed only two groups. First of all, it's reproductive isolations, and next is sympatric speciations, because it's formed two types. It is scheduled Pinamili and Nereri, but it is two types formed from the one types. Next, it is the general types of evolution, as you can see. The first moments will be very simple. Then in Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene, Pleistocene, and presented, it's formed two types. And they differ between them because it's differ from the anatomical morphological features, about the genetical features, and others. Then about the arguments of evolution of living things. About the first of all is paleontological arguments, as you can see. Next is anatomical arguments, and third is embryological. As you can see, every embryon in the first stage of embryonic development are similar, because the groups has only the one of species. То есть все виды имеют только один исходный вид, или как можно еще и назвать, общего предка. Этот закон называется эмбриональный закон развития Бера, потому что вы видите, все организмы на присутствующих стадиях повторяют те свои предки, которые были свойственны только им. Также можете видеть эволюцию человека, то есть палеонтологические. Также все вот эти вот размеры кисти, размеры кости, они повторяются, но немного видоизменяются. So it is homologous and analogous organs. Homologous organs has only one started cells, то есть они начинаются только из одной группы клеток, но выполняют разную функцию, different functions. And homologous organs, it is has very many types of formations, but it's play for one role. Выполняют одну функцию, хотя имеют разное происхождение. Они могут формироваться из разных типов клеток, разных тканей и так далее. Nowadays, the integrated synthesis, it is Alva-Deva theory, plastic accommodations, epigenetic inheritance, genomic evolutions, replication theory, evolvability, another. And modern synthesis of neodarwinisms has gene mutations, Mendelian inheritance, population genetics, gene selections only, genome isolated, another, and Darwinism has variation, inheritance, and natural selections. 3/4 of evolutions. Thank you very much. I think it was very interesting for you. And if you have any questions, you can write to me. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.